Thank you for joining me. This will be a review. It feels silly to say without spoilers because there's nothing to spoil here. Of Asteroids. I want to get it right. Asteroids Deluxe. Now, this game came out in 1980 or 81, something along those lines. And yeah, it was rated E for everyone, so with this video B. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. So I played this through the Atari. Okay, let's see if I can find it. We have it here. Atari 50, the anniversary celebration. And I am going to just build off. I already did a review of the original Asteroids. So yeah, you can watch my video on that, or maybe you know it through cultural osmosis, since pretty famous arcade game. But yeah, I am only going to discuss the areas in which this differs from that. But yeah, this, among other things, adds color. And you do, of course, have to take into account when it came out and the hardware and all that. When I say it adds color, there's not that many colors, and it's still very, like, there's limitations based on the time, but it does look great like that. When I read that it was going to be in color, I was a tiny bit worried that it was going to, because I really love the simplicity of the first one with just your, the white of your ship, the UFO, and the asteroids themselves, and then just the empty blackness. And I am happy to report they don't really do away with those. The color does not take away from it. It is still very minimal. Yeah, but the yeah. Other than that, it takes away hyperspace. Yeah, that thing. Instead giving you a shield. And I am much bigger fan of the shield, because, like, basically, hyperspace in the first Asteroids, you roll the dice. Yes, you'll disappear from where you were, so maybe you'll save yourself from being crushed, but you might just end up another place where you're crushed. Like, that's fine, but I do think this is good. I'm not one of those people who thinks that when you make a sequel to something, you should change everything, but I see there's a couple of things I love about the shield. It's just as easy to engage as the first as hyper speed. Just press down. You can hold down and just have the shield on, but you can't shoot. And let's see, I don't think you can move either. Which doesn't necessarily mean the ship won't be moving, because I described in my video on the first game, the what is it called again? Speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out. Let's go with that. I forget the name of the actual. Is it inertia, or is that the opposite? Yeah, but you'll keep moving for a little bit after you disengage thrusters. Yeah, you can choose to just keep it engaged, but if you do so, it will run out within just seconds. I at one point tried to count, but my count seemed off somehow. I think it's less than 10. And you don't get it refilled when you die. When you come back, when you lose a life. Yeah. That means you have to really think about when you want to engage it. And I absolutely love that. It's much more like, yeah. So hyperspeed in the first game, roll the dice. Here, like the shield, that's very tactical. Like, you really have to think about, because like as mentioned, well, if you don't stop your spaceship before you engage the shield, you'll have to disengage the shield to stop moving. So you might end up burning through the shield if you didn't properly do that. And you also want to make sure it's not a situation where you could have shot your way out of it before it got more, like, because now maybe you're surrounded by them. Yeah. And let's see, what was the other thing with the shield? Yeah, and also they do that great thing. I love how video games can just do this, and we just accept it. When the shield is at full power, full energy, it'll glow brightly, but that glow will dim, and eventually the shield will just disappear. And wow, holy crap! For some reason, I suddenly can't remember. I think when you are engaged, the shield, does it? You know what? I'm not gonna make a declarative statement either way. I don't right now remember if when you've engaged the shield, if hitting something will destroy it, or if if it'll just like bounce off you, or what exactly. But I just remember that I really loved the decision they made there, because again, like there's a tactical element to that as well. And then you have the addition of a new type of enemy, and I'm very, very happy to be able to say it does not mean that we lose the flying saucer UFO, and they can actually attack each other. The UFO will just shoot at anything basically, and it can destroy the other. But that was one of the things that they wanted to do with Deluxe. Enemy, at least one enemy with more complex AI, because the UFO, it's movement pattern, kind of, it's not. I mean, is it trying to destroy you, or is it just, I don't know, possibly drunk? Yeah, it's just flying around, shooting more or less randomly. It's not shooting where you are, it's shooting wherever it feels like, like a lot of the shots from the UFO in both of these, you don't have to dodge. Like they are not, yeah. Which also, of course, means you have to be careful not to just fly far away from the UFO, because you don't know exactly where it's going to shoot necessarily. But the new one, can I just say how much I love the new one? Okay, so the new one starts out as this, like, I don't even know exactly how to describe it. It's just this kind of slightly awkward shape, and it has its own sound design, like the how the UFO makes sounds that are completely different from the asteroid, from you. So you even before you realize, you get the sense that's not just a weird looking asteroid, is it? And see, the thing is that before anybody shoots it, when it's just at the start, I actually forget if that can fly accidentally into a UFO, and that might also do it. But maybe that, and certainly if you shoot it, or if the flying saucer shoots it, it starts to split apart. And yes, it's like an asteroid. It's the UFO version of an asteroid. I love it. I'm here for it. And the thing is, as soon as they split apart, they don't do the asteroid thing of, they do the asteroid thing of splitting apart into smaller and smaller ones. They do not do the asteroid thing of just flying off in various directions, because we already have the asteroids for that. What they do is they fly towards you. And thankfully they can't shoot, because I'm pretty sure I would not have lasted long against them. But yeah, if you can choose to give yourself a significant challenge by just shooting, so that there's a bunch of the small. I guess is it 6 or 8 small ones there would be at that point, and all of them flying directly towards you, and they just kind of keep doing that. Let's see, do they? I forget if they can leave the screen, or if it's like, because certainly the flying saucer can't. Yeah, I right now I don't quite remember, but yeah, the yeah, you know, it's still, you know, one shot will take out any one of them. But yeah, I really love how they did these. It definitely, because like, listen, if you're gonna convince a bunch of kids to hand over their quarters for, you know, another game like, you know, this came out several years after the first one, or at least not the same year, whatever. Yeah, you're gonna have to. There's gonna have to be something to really draw us in, and yeah, like, you know, I didn't play this when it first came out. Hadn't been born yet. I know, I use that excuse for everything, but yeah, I don't think this one was still around when I was playing arcade games as a kid, but I would definitely have been like, holy crap, you know. And yeah, it's super cool that they, way back then, because like I would have guessed it was something that only came about later. You know, maybe sometime in the 90s, maybe. Like, to have enemies that actually actively seek out the player, you know. Yeah, that's really, really cool. I don't know. I need to play more games. I am playing more games, obviously, from this time period, through emulations, through you know, yeah, buying the legal ROMs, and using usually the ones that come with their own emulator as well. But yeah, yeah, I gotta say, from this, well, no, I guess, no, yeah, not this early in the 80s, at least. I don't think I've played a game that's this early in the 80s and had enemies that would seek you out. I thinking about it, I guess there's at least some enemies that would seek you out in the other. Maybe it's also just the fact that, like, literally, it's no matter where you are on the screen, they will seek you out, and they, you know, because also keep in mind, the game still allows you to, you know, if you leave off the left edge of the screen, you'll appear on the right edge, you know, and they can account for that. They're not confused by that. They're not going to keep flying in the, you know, no. If they're at the right edge and you're at the left edge and you fly through the left edge, they're going to come right to you immediately, you know. So yeah, just a really, really solid upgrade. That's another thing, you know. There's a bunch of game sequels where it's like, okay, we're doing the exact same thing, but now, like, I don't know, we changed a little bit. You know, I've talked about how some of the yeah, some of the Command and Conquer franchise expansion packs didn't offer that much overall. Which, you know, this, I'm very impressed, considering when it came out. I think that does cover... right, and I think, let's see. I'm pretty sure if the shield does destroy what it hits, I'm pretty sure you don't get points for it. So you're, you know, you're missing out on, you know, the more points you get, the sooner you'll get an extra life. And if you don't, you know, if you're not the one to get the points, if the, you know, UFOs and such destroy too many of the asteroids and each other and such, you'll end up in a very difficult level without being able to, what's the word? Yeah, without, yeah, and you'll lose what lives you have too quickly. Yeah, I think that covers everything. Yeah, just a really, really solid job. Yes, I rate this 8 wonderfully little creepy, unpleasant extraterrestrial ships that are way too eager to go directly to where you are out of 10.